Well, I am excited to welcome you to the second edition of the Elite Advisor Report. And in this episode, I want to help you really understand how you can be more successful on purpose, succeed on purpose. This is a real challenge for many financial advisors that we have the privilege of working with. And in our research, we see it over and over again. We want to be more successful, but we're not clear on what it is and how to get there. So there's going to be some key takeaways that I'm going to go over with you. Very first, I want to be clear on your big why. What's the purpose of being a financial advisor? What do you want to accomplish? Second, we're going to go ahead and really define the vision that we see the most successful advisors have and delineate your specific goals in terms of key metrics. And then we're going to really focus the most on the third key takeaway, focus on your activities so that you're taking action on those things that truly matter so you can succeed on purpose. I'm John Bowen, CEO and founder of CG Worldwide, and let's get started. Not surprisingly, many advisors want to achieve big things. Let me share with you the results of a recent research we did and compare how you're doing, where you are on your desires. See, most advisors, not surprisingly, want more. 90.7% wanted to significantly increase their annual income. 81.8% wanted to significantly increase the value of their equity in their practice. 87.9% wanted to significantly increase assets under management. 90.2% wanted to significantly increase the gross revenue of their practice. And 77.2% wanted to significantly increase the number of wealthy investors they work with. Wow, we got a lot of wants. Well, what we have is a great opportunity, no matter what the market's doing, what's going on politically, economically, or socially. We have to rise to the occasion, provide leadership, but being systemic in how we do that so that we can serve the right clients well. Now, how do we do that? Well, let's take a look. Well, we find elite advisors really follow 3 steps to what we call a purpose-driven success. The very first is to clarify your purpose. So what are we talking about here? This is the big why. Why are you a financial advisor? What is that impact you want to make? And a couple of things you should be thinking about as you put that down in writing. Number one, who are the right fit clients? Who do you want to serve? That ideal client that you want to serve. We can't really be everything to everyone. The elite advisors tend to move up market. They're providing a wealth management experience, in some cases a virtual family office experience, to those wealthier clients. Who do you want to serve? Who do you get excited about making a difference? Getting up in the morning, pulling the covers off, making a big difference. Also, what is the non-negotiables? As you think about your business, what are the non-negotiables that you don't want to do? Now, let's say right now you certainly probably don't want to travel an awful lot. With what's going on with the pandemic and the protests, the riots, and everything else, as I'm doing this recording, the world has changed. We are now entering a new world. None of us know what it's going to be, but what we do know is that more and more people are going to be open for video conference. So being limited to your geographic area no longer is the case. So who do you want to serve? And what difference and impact do you want to make? And then what we always help advisors think about is most of us want to have a great life. We call it, and we trademark, build an amazing life of significance. And to us, what that means is that you're going to take care of the people you love. You're going to go ahead and not only take care of the people you love, you're going to take care of the causes you care about. And then you're going to make a difference in the world. You're going to make a difference, an impact in the world by serving these clients, these right fit clients, extremely well. So take a moment and just really think about your purpose, your why, what you're looking to accomplish, and how you can make a difference, because you can. The second part is that we want to define your vision. So if we know where we want to go, and you can go to the first episode where I talk about the hierarchy of advisor success, and I'll show you the 4 segmentations of top financial advisors so you can see where you are and maybe where you want to go. Success means different things to different people. But the key drivers to really focus on is certainly building a life of significance. Define that. That's one of the key drivers. Significance. Second is assets under management. No matter what we have, we see over and over again the most successful advisors are the vast majority, well past the super majority of their net income and gross revenue is coming from assets under management. You'll hear discussion of retainer and so on, but it's a very small part of the market and largely in the lower end of the market. What we also have, so we've got significance, we have assets under management, and then the real big driver is the clients, being really clear on the right fit clients. Now you can build a whole bunch of other key metrics that you're going to really study, but pick those 3 and maybe a couple of others and use that to define your vision. Because if you look out 3 years out, what do you want your practice to look like? What is it going to be? What are you looking to achieve? And then put it down. As financial advisors, we can pretty quickly put goals together of what we want to achieve. And it's amazing once we get focused how we can do. So really the next key takeaway is all about focus. Focusing your activities. And one of the things, I don't know if you have, I have kind of a shiny new object syndrome. I like new things. Most of us do. But the more we can stay focused on those things that are going to make an impact, it's just really, really powerful. So I want to share with you some findings from a very good friend, Robert Cooper. And Robert defined what he calls, he's a neuroscientist, one of the smartest guys I've ever had the privilege of working with. And he put together this 4 quadrants of activities for his CEO clients. He tends to work with some of the most successful people in the industry. He has a mastermind group of $75,000 a year, and that seems to attract great people. And what's interesting is, unlike almost every other group, he only lets them stay in for 1 year. So it's all about being focused. And so let's walk through the quadrants. So we look at, we have old ways, autopilot. Well, it's old ways, new ways, that we're open. I talked about, we're going into a new world at the time of this recording. None of us know exactly what it's going to be. It's not a new normal, it's a new world. And it's very unlikely that what we used to do in the past is going to get us to where we want to go, that vision you want to achieve, and for you to realize that why. So we've got to be open to new ways. And then we can go through the motions of what we've been doing, or he calls it wake at the wheel. I always like to think of it as we're in flow. If you've ever been an athlete or with a great team or you're doing a project and everything, just, you lose track of time and you're just having huge success. That's kind of a flow element, and that's what we're looking for. But let's go through each of the quadrants. So when we start, quadrant 1 is getting through the day. Just the way you are. It's the default that we all have. We're going to focus on old ways and autopilot. So think about, getting through the day just the way you are. This is the default, as I said, and what we want to be careful of is if we don't take action, we don't focus on the activities, we're going to just keep on doing what we're doing. The definition of insanity is continuing to do the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. And with all the competitive pressures going on, you're going to have diminishing results if you stay in quadrant 1. So then let's take a look at quadrant 2. What do we have? Let me blow it up. So in quadrant 2, we're still focused on the old ways, but we're trying to move ahead and awake at the wheel. So what we're really doing is we're polishing the past. We're trying to repeat old habits for new gains. Oftentimes we're getting on a treadmill, we're moving even faster, and so on. This is one of the most frustrating areas and this is why so many advisors get locked into lower levels of the hierarchy of advisor success instead of reaching all the way up to the elite wealth manager level, because they get tired of the treadmill. It's not worth it. So where should we be? Well, another quadrant is 3, where we're kind of on autopilot and we're going to try new ways, but really what we're doing is we're finger crossing. We're going to try a lot of new stuff, and I got to tell you, this is probably the most frustrating of all. Is you're willing to change, and you're out there, you're working with different people, you're trying all this new stuff, and you're not getting traction, because most of it's not very proven. And that's why it's so important to really be selective of what we're going to focus on. If we look at quadrant 4, and not surprisingly, this is where I want you to be, that you're open to new ways that are proven, that are working in the new world, and that you're in the flow state, awake at the wheel, and you're creating what we call the best possible future, where the impossible happens. This is what elite advisors are doing. They're always raising the bar. They're always moving forward, taking the best new practices and looking to see if they should incorporate them into their practice so they can accelerate their success even more. Now, what we really recommend is you only focus on 3 activities at a time, no more than 3, to create the best possible future, where you can build an amazing, amazing life of significance. So the question I want to ask you is, what is your best future? What would it look like 3 years out? Where do you want to be? Remember, I talked about the hierarchy of success. Where do you want to be on this hierarchy? At each of these levels, technician, experimenter, rainmaker, elite, you can see the income levels and then all the key outcomes, assets under management, clients, and significance. See, what we want you to do, and those are all reported here, what we want to do is have you race up this hierarchy of success so that you can achieve all that's important to you. And this really goes back to succeeding on purpose. Here at CEG, we believe you can build an amazing life of significance. Take care of the people you love, the causes you care about, and make a difference in the world by serving fewer and wealthier clients extremely well. And we believe you can do it faster and with less effort than you ever thought possible. Now, let me go to the most common question we hear from financial advisors is, when I'm making a presentation, I go, John, will you take a look at our practice to see what we should do to accelerate our success even more? How can we race up the hierarchy of advisor success to whatever level of success they want and do it faster and with less effort than they ever thought possible? Well, the answer is yes. Every day our team, and we've got a great team here at CG, works with financial advisors just like you to show you the specific actions that if we were you, we would take to fast track that success up the hierarchy of advisor success. Now, to help you on this, as long as you have a net income of over $200,000, so you have a strong foundation, we're happy to give you a complimentary strategy call. And somewhere around here, there's a link, and all you have to do is hit that link, and it will open up so that you can schedule on your calendar a time that's mutually convenient with one of our consultants. And what our consultants will do is they're going to take you through a process that's going to help you identify how you can have the next 12 months be your best year ever, so you can be successful on purpose. We're going to do it in a 2-part process. The first will be with one of the consultants. They'll ask you a series of questions of where you are now, where you want to go, what are the gaps, and they'll create a mind map we call the Total Advisor Profile. And you're going to get a copy of all this. And they're going to also ask you where you are in the hierarchy of advisor success. And remember, the goal is to help you accelerate and move up as quickly as possible. Then they'll schedule a call with one of our strategy consultants. And what they'll do is take a look at the total advisor profile and ask you a few more questions where we'll go ahead and compare you to what, at the very top, these elite wealth managers, what are they doing? And show you the 3 things you can do to accelerate your success faster and quicker than you ever thought possible, and with less effort as well. And we'll also share with you if it's appropriate for us to help you do it even quicker. You don't need to do this alone. So your clients, your future clients, and strategic partners are all counting on you to execute and be successful on purpose. Go make it happen. I'll see you next week at the Elite Advisor Report.